record. The manager does that.
Yes.
I have no audio.
Just a second.
What are you laughing at?
Your grandson doing jumping jacks behind his mother. I didn't even see it, sorry.
Oh, I have to be on, I just wanted to.
This is why we have offices.
Is our audio muted? And they can't see our video?
So if you hit the view button, everyone, if you hit the view button, and hit gallery, you can see everyone's face.
Yes.
It'd be nice if everybody put their face, because then like that, we can, salute Mary, we can then know who we're speaking to, at least a picture.
Can you get Lou Britz, or how do you get the video? We hear you, but we can't.
We see you.
Oh, I can't see you though.
The guy she
On the bottom, usually on the left-hand side, it usually has a video camera. If you click on that, you should be able to get something.
Well, that's all right. We don't have to see
Do you see it on the bottom left, Lou? We can be patient.
It
Down
doesn't,
at the bottom.
it just says.
You see where it says mute?
Go on with the video, see.
It says stop video or start video. If you touch that, it'll give you different things to do.
We don't have it on the screen. Let me see if I can get another screen.
And where he lives, up half the year he lives.
Who's the woman? We don't have to see him, as long as we can hear him.
Okay.
Oh, you're down there?
Gary, do we have everybody on?
I don't have anybody waiting to get on, so everybody that's,
Well, it's 6 o'clock, it's after 6.
right. If you want to start off by having everybody introduce themselves, I mean, a lot of them are secluded, so we need to unmute.
You want to get on? Or?
No.
Get close.
I think so.
Stay muted.
I am here.
I've just seen Connie.
Does everybody want to introduce themselves?
No.
Hi, I'm Bev.
Michael?
I'm on the board.
Sharon?
Guy Shear, I'm the association's counsel. Good evening, everyone.
Hi, Guy.
Steve Bernheimer.
Mary Ellen Birnbaum.
Walter Greenberg.
Why don't you say Sam and Bill?
I don't want
And I'm Zoe Lanham. I'm on the board as well.
And Maureen.
to.
Hi, Zoe. Hey, everybody. Lola Martha on the board as well. Hi, Les.
Hi.
Tell them to let you in the meeting.
Forget about it.
Lou, we can see you. Lou, we can 100% see you.
And
he's
here.
worried that he can't see us, but it's okay. Yeah.
Just saying waiting though. I don't think you.
Oh, it says waiting?
Say something.
And that's,
Sam and Billy.
All right, let's get started. You ready?
Okay.
Okay.
Arriba salió.
Yeah, now.
Hey, this is Howard Weinstein. I'm the president of El Dorado, and welcome to our first ever Zoom meeting in the history of El Dorado. Tonight's meeting is going to be about the budget only. So right now we want to go over some minor things. First of all, we want to call the meeting to an order. And then I need someone to approve the minutes from March 5th, 2020. Can someone second that, please?
I second it. Keep going.
Okay, keep going. Okay. I just want to read one thing before we get started with the budget. The Board of Directors, in consultation with not only management, but its legal counsel, and reviewing Section 720.316 of the Florida statutes with its counsel, has come to a decision for the benefit of the health, welfare, and safety of all our members. The annual meeting will be postponed to a later date. Please understand that by no means does the board want to hold an election where members of the community attend and potentially are exposed to the virus. Moreover, the board does not want to hold a meeting where some members attend and some others do not attend because of fear of being exposed to the virus. Those members may have a legal valid action against the association, resulting affiliate disenfranchised when the association moves in an uncertain, unsecured manner in holding such a. We are hopeful that sometime later this year, an election can be held and that all of you who want to participate will be able to do so. On behalf of the Board of Directors, we want to thank you for your understanding regarding this decision. Okay. So next thing, we're going to discuss the budget. After the budget is over, you're allowed to ask questions only about the budget. No other questions will be answered about the budget. So Carrie, would you be kind enough, please, to go start the budget, please?
Yes, okay, so you all got a copy of the budget in the mail, so you had time to review it. It has increased, obviously, this year. There hasn't been an increase in quite a while at El Dorado, so that's good. There are obviously certain light items that were increased more than others, and there was the normal pretty much increases across the board. Insurance went up for every community that we manage. It's just something that was happening. Everybody knew it was going to happen. It's a normal recurring increase. The Master Association dues were increased. The cable contract with the Master Association was increased. You know, there were a lot of things that were increased across the board that, you know, helped or contributed to the increase, as well as some of the line items. Some of the differences that you'll see on the budget, the lawn contract and the irrigation and pest control, all of three of those contracts, the board worked really diligently, very hard actually this past year in interviewing vendors, making some changes. The vendors that we have are doing a better job. The services were increased, like pest control was increased to, it used to be combined with the landscaping. So the landscaper was doing certain services that the pest control company now does, which is why one line item went down and one line item went up. It's pretty much the same services, they're just distributed differently among the vendors. So that's why you're seeing some differences there. The lawn contract, the irrigation company, the irrigation has been being serviced much better. We've had much less problems with the irrigation. They did add some pest control because there were some issues in the community that the board felt it was best to include in the contract for the community in order to resolve those. So that's what that was about. They did also contribute more to the reserves. Obviously the legal, there is some ongoing legal matters that are taking place right now, so that is a huge increase. The board is very confident that that is something they're going to be able to recoup once that situation is resolved. So even though it's an increase now because you have to increase for it, we're hopeful that some of that money, if not all of it, will be recouped down the road, hopefully very soon. So that's pretty much what all the line items were for. I don't think there was anything else that was out of the ordinary. Like I said, we did contribute more to the reserves as well, just to make sure that they were funded properly and everybody would have, and all the funds would be there when they were needed down the road. I do have everyone muted, so if anybody has any questions, I think if you just kind of raise your hand or make a notation, I can get to them. Okay, hold on, Les. Okay, if you just unmute, there you go.
Yeah, I just have a quick question. The budget, as you said, everything's pretty much along the road. The only thing that was really tremendous increase was the legal. And you're saying you're hoping that we recoup all or most of it in a short time. If that is all recouped, does anything get reflected in our dues?
It can be, it can either be returned in the dues, it can be returned into the budget next year and adjusted that way. There's several different options that they have to give the money back to the owners, you know, a check in the budget or reserves. Guy might be able to answer that.
Yeah, I was going to say my recommendation usually, so you don't return and then have to get back again. is that it accounts for in the next year's budget and makes
Right.
sure it doesn't increase anymore for unforeseen issues, that you then have it in your budget to take care of that and to take care of ongoing expenses, so it doesn't raise your assessments again in any event.
Right.
It's just smarter that way, because the amount that would come back, even though it looks like a big number when you divide it among all the owners, the amount that would come back would not change, you know, whether you go to, New York Prime or to, whatever, some Morton's or whatever. You know, it's not going to be a game changer, but in the totality for your budget moving forward,
Right.
it will help.
Right, it'll help a lot.
Thank you.
Okay, Elliot? Sorry, I don't have your last name.
Appel.
Oh, Mr. Appel, okay, sorry.
Hi, everyone. It's a pleasure to be part of the community. So that was one of my questions as well. So what you're saying is that this is an unusual item that should not be reflected in the next year's budget, and we should have a more normalized quarterly assessment going forward. It's one of those one-time type of estimated legal costs for something that's come up.
Right, so that is obviously the hope. I can give you, these are all public records. We have done very well in one of the two cases right now. A judge has ruled in our favor on a very important and I think dispositive issue, so it's really good in our favor. There remains one other issue in that case. We are trying actively to resolve these issues. I can't discuss anything more in specifics, unfortunately. The problem is that in some of these cases, there are rights for jury trials, some there are not. And where there are, it could be postponed by one side or another. I don't think we would be doing that, and I don't know if the other would be. I don't want to speak for them. There are no jury trials happening anytime soon. If it is a bench trial, there will be a bench trial. Those are happening, and that can be done by Zoom. But there are no jury trials happening right now. So the only thing that could possibly delay this past this year would be that issue. I hope it won't be, because it would be, a shame on both sides. We want to get this resolved, and we're working towards it. But so far, we've done very well, in my opinion, and what's in the court records.
Thank you. And this is something that has been going on since 2020?
Yes.
2019.
In 20 or 2019.
Okay.
I'd have to look. It was either the end of 2019 or 2020.
Yeah, I think it started at the end of 19.
So were there funds in the budget last year for legal fees for these events?
No, 8,400.
The legal fees last year there was a budget for legal fees, but we didn't know the amount it was going to be. So it did exceed that was budgeted last year. But yes, there was some legal fee amounts budgeted last year. It just exceeded that.
How much did it exceed?
Okay, so are some of these fees to pay for last year's legal expenses that we're incurring this year?
No, I believe it's mostly you mean the fees in 2021? No, they'll be for future fees.
In other words, are there 2020 bills that are now being paid for using the increase in the budget for 2021?
No, I don't believe so.
Okay.
Carrie, I think Sharon wanted to say something.
Okay, Sharon, hold on. I'm coming to you. There you go. Hi, Sharon.
Now
Can
we
you hear
We
me?
can hear you. Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. I'm seeing a lot of new faces, and I used to be on the board, so I just wanted to make the point with the increased assessment that the reason we really need to hold on to that increase is we have old electric, we have old irrigation. Our community was built in like the mid-'80s. So it's always been my advocacy for increasing the dues so that if and when, it's not if, it's when something big happens, that we're going to have to spend a lot of money to repair or replace, instead of having a big assessment that people can't prepare for ahead of time, we'll have the money in place. We don't want a situation where there's a big assessment and a handful of people either don't want to or cannot contribute, and then we have to take legal action to deal with those situations. We've had them before. We want to avoid them in the future. It's best if we have a nice, healthy reserve to deal with problems that will come up in the future.
Yeah, there is maintenance, definitely, that's going to be around the corner for sure.
And actually, you'd recommended a $50 per month per household, and this is about 47
Right.
and change. So
Right.
it's less than your recommendation from
Right.
3 meetings ago. So
She has been recommending
Yeah.
that, yes.
And Howie, how many years? It's been a while since I've never seen an increase.
This is the first time in at least 10 years, 15 years that I can remember that we've had an increase.
I wouldn't know.
Yeah, it's definitely needed. It's definitely needed across the board for, not only the normal inflation items that you guys have, electricity goes up, things go up, insurance, that's a big one. And as Sharon noted, a lot of the, maintenance in the community is definitely going to be needed coming up too. Go ahead.
So that's why we put some more money in reserve this year also.
Yes, 100%. Elliot?
As a new owner and hopefully long-time owner in this community, I am all for having reserves enough to maintain and improve older things that are going to eventually break. I'm in the midst of dealing with another HOA where we are looking to replace a roof and looking at dealing with assessments, and there is not adequate reserves to take care of that. So I am all for anything that's going to build reserves for the benefit of the community for the future.
Yeah, it's no fun. Special assessments are definitely they're good to be avoided if possible.
I wanted to add something else. We are probably one of the smallest villages at Boca Point. So you really can't compare our HOA fees to the other villages because there's many more, say like La Corniche. I mean, they are triple our size. So what they collect goes towards the maintenance of that village. We're only 43 homes here. So it's been challenging working on maintaining what we have and even providing something new with the money that we have in the budget right now.
Yeah.
So that is really a good explanation why we need to increase what our HOA fees are.
Definitely. That's a good explanation. Good point. Okay, if we don't have any other questions, does someone, okay, Mr. Appel, hold on. I'll unmute. Go ahead.
Yeah, so I just wanted to answer some. So I had wrote down some notes here, and I just want to go over them. So our lawn maintenance decreased, our irrigation also decreased, and we had an increase in the budget we separated out the extermination and pest control, which was part of that lawn maintenance before.
Right.
Is there, with the contracts that we have, is there a company that comes out and fertilizes the trees, especially the palm trees? Or is that something the homeowners?
No, it's mostly just the lawn and shrubs.
None of the large trees. Anything that's 6 to 7 feet high is owner's responsibility. To prune, trim, remove, prepare for hurricane season. We only take care of the common areas, and even the common areas, we don't spray the palms. We haven't had to.
Okay. I've hired a company to come out and help treat my lawn and fertilize my lawn and my trees. However, and Marie knows a lot about the struggles I'm having with the lawn maintenance company, and it's probably for another time, but I am pretty concerned about the fact that they just come out and they just basically scalped my lawn in about 3 or 4 places and killed the grass after the previous owners did such a wonderful job sodding it twice. And so now we're left with this situation, and I've been trying to work through that. But again, that's for another time, and I'll work directly with Marie, who's been very responsive. Yeah, very responsive. So I appreciate that.
Thank you. We'll take care of that, definitely.
Thank you.
Does someone on the board want to make a motion to approve the budget?
I approve the budget.
I approve also.
Okay, so, You're approving too? Okay,
No,
Oh,
so
approve
there's
it.
the second.
Lou is trying to get their attention.
He's been.
okay, perfect. So, the budget is approved and passed, and that's pretty much all we have to discuss today.
That's it.
I was just gonna suggest that we have a second and then all in favor say aye and we're done.
Yes, they did. They.
Okay, I thought they all just said
Steve
aye.
said yes, and then Nolan seconded.
That's fine. Okay.
Aye, okay.
Aye.
Thank you.
Aye across the board.
Thank you.
Aye.
Thank you.
All right, so someone recommended end the adjourn the meeting tonight, please? Someone second it?
I second it.
Okay, thank you for all participating, and please be safe out there, wear your mask, and please get your shots if you can.
Yes, you don't want it, definitely.
Oh,
Yeah,
wait,
definitely.
6 o'clock in the morning, get online, Publix. Maybe you'll
Before we-
Publix.
wait, before we run off, you're gonna be sending out new, payment books? You wanna talk about that for a second?
Oh yeah, everybody will get new coupon books. with the-
So
Yeah.
we have a payment coming due,
Yes.
right,
February 1st.
okay.
When will they have a book? This is the question they're trying to get to.
I'm sorry, what's the question?
When
Will they have a book?
We'll be sending them out probably, I don't know if they've come in yet from the bank, but as soon as we get them, we'll get them out within a day or two. So hopefully by next week, they should be in the mail.
So they don't,
Okay.
so you're mailing them out or you're delivering them?
So next week, Carrie, next week, if somebody's a few days late,
Of course.
okay.
Yeah, definitely the first quarter, February, there will not be late fees if it's a little bit late, because if people are waiting for the coupons. Now, they don't have to wait for the coupons. And also, anybody that does auto debit from like where the bank goes in and takes it out, it'll automatically go through. Anybody that does auto pay, where they go into their bank and do the payment, they have to adjust the amount. But anybody that mails it in regular, as soon as you get the coupons and you send it in, you'll definitely have them, within the first week or two of February, and you can mail them in. We'll get them by the end of the month.
And if they don't get it by the second week of February, they need to contact RMC.
Yes, for sure. If you don't get them, let us know. I think you will. We've been pretty good about that. We haven't had too many issues with that, so hopefully you'll get them and you'll be able to get it in. And like I said, anybody that does anything electronically, if we take it, or if the bank takes it out, like the association's bank takes it out of your account automatically, and you don't have to do anything. If you signed up for auto pay, then you do have to change the amount, whether you did it through ProPay, which is the credit card, or if you do it through your bank, you have to fix the amount for that.
One last thing, we want to wish everybody in face-to-face a happy new year and a healthy one.
Yes,
And
for everyone
God
healthy.
willing, this will be a much better 2021, right? And I'm hoping that, our community will remember that hard times come, but if we're neighborly and we're gracious with each other and helpful with each other, it'll only make it so much better. And that when you get into, aggressive conversation or into someone's space that's no way to have a conversation, we're all volunteers in our own homes, in our own association, for the benefit of all of us. We're not here for any personal ego-boosting moments and dealing with horrible, pest control, this, that, the other. It's not like, I have better things to do and more fun things to do. But this is where I live, and we're all neighbors, and I'm hoping we all can just chip in a positive way in this new 2021 to make El Dorado even better than it is.
100%. Keep going up. It's definitely looking really, really good. It's just going to continue.
She shaved her head in support of me, so.
Yeah, she did.
Zoe, she did. For those of you who
That's
don't
amazing.
know,
I could never do
I'm
that.
a baldy because of my cancer, and she shaved her head to support me.
Yeah,
That's commitment.
it does look
We're
really
all
good.
here for you, Zoe.
Yes, we are.
Great.
Zoe's
Yes, we are.
tree has coconuts. Get us someone to remove her coconuts so Les won't get angry. Coconut falls on his Porsche.
I know. I've actually contacted Howie's guy. He's coming next week.
Nice.
Good. Excellent.
Saw the Porsche the other day, and I'm like, move the Porsche.
This is okay. Don't worry. He's my neighbor. I love him, and he loves me back.
We all love you.
I love everyone. I'm gonna say good night. Thank you,
Yes, you're on
everyone.
the
All right, good night.
Appreciate it.
Hi,
Thank you.
Derek.
All right, good night, everyone. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Do you want me to leave?
Bye.
Good
Bye.
night. Bye.
Just wait. Okay.